In the heart of a pivotal NBA postseason, and with a highly consequential summer looming, the basketball world finds itself caught between the urgency of the playoffs and the tantalizing prospects of the upcoming draft lottery. 1 week away from the Cooper Flag Lottery, the implications for franchises like the Houston Rockets and San Antonio Spurs extend far beyond ping-pong balls. They represent potential paradigm shifts. While fans remain captivated by the on-court brilliance of the postseason, front offices are circling May 12th on their calendars, recognizing it as a date that may determine the trajectory of the next half-decade. The Houston Rockets, holding the ninth best odds in the lottery, find themselves in a unique position, with a roughly 17% chance of landing in the top four and a slim yet consequential 3% shot at securing the number one pick. The Rockets are quietly positioned to become a major player in off-season narratives. This is a franchise that has already cultivated a core of intriguing young talent under head coach Ime Udoka and general manager Raphael Stone. But adding a top-tier lottery talent, or leveraging that asset in a blockbuster trade, could radically accelerate their timeline. They are not merely rebuilding anymore. They are retooling with strategic precision. Houston's situation becomes even more compelling when viewed through the lens of potential superstar movement. Should Giannis Antetokounmpo become available via trade? Still a hypothetical, but one whispered in league circles. The Rockets could become a legitimate contender in those discussions. With assets such as Reed Shepherd, a highly skilled defensive weapon recovering from injury, and the possibility of a lottery pick, Houston could assemble a compelling trade package without mortgaging its entire future. However, there's a prevailing sense that the Rockets are resisting the temptation to acquire aging superstars like Kevin Durant. As Stone has alluded to publicly, the focus is on sustainable growth rather than short-term spectacle. The Rockets understand the cost of acquiring a superstar in his mid-30s who may not align with their developmental arc. Meanwhile, the San Antonio Spurs, an organization synonymous with long-term vision and structural discipline, enter this lottery with dual picks and a 30% chance of landing in the top four. The Spurs, who suffered through a challenging season largely due to Victor Wembanyama's injury absences, are by no means a bottom-dwelling franchise in spirit. With 2 Rookie of the Year winners in consecutive seasons and a treasure trove of draft capital, they too could emerge as a dark horse in the sweepstakes for a superstar or use their assets to further reinforce their already intriguing roster. Names like Stephon Castle may be labeled untouchable today, but in the face of a generational talent like Giannis, every asset is at least worth a phone call. Turning to the state of the Lakers and Luka Doncic, the headlines are filled with innuendo, speculation, and subtext. J.J. Redick's recent comments about the need for the team to get into championship shape have been interpreted as an indirect critique of Doncic's conditioning, an issue that has shadowed him since his teenage years. Meanwhile, LeBron James has distanced himself from any active recruitment role, clarifying that the Lakers' future belongs to Doncic and the new generation. LeBron appears intent on absolving himself of blame should the Luka experiment fail, emphasizing that the franchise's future is being shaped around the young Slovenian star. Any meeting held now pales in comparison to the critical discussion scheduled for August when Doncic becomes eligible for a contract extension. The real story will unfold then, when actions, not vague endorsements, will define the relationship between player and franchise. As the second round of the playoffs ignites, storylines proliferate across every matchup. While the Celtics-Knicks series may be the least captivating from a pure drama standpoint, other contests brim with intensity and intrigue. The Cavaliers and Pacers find themselves in a showdown shaped by late-season momentum and lingering injury concerns. Indiana's 14-4 sprint to the finish line earned them a dangerous matchup for Cleveland, now potentially hobbled by a banged-up Darius Garland. Denver and Oklahoma City promise fireworks, especially with the Nuggets coming off an emotionally and physically draining 7-game series. Nikola Jokic played below his usual MVP standards in the latter stages of that battle, and yet Denver prevailed, a foreboding sign for opponents should he return to form. The Thunder, fresh and deep, are arguably built to exploit Denver fatigue, particularly in Game 1, where history suggests teams on short rest often stumble. The Timberwolves and Warriors series is a clash of styles, personalities, and playoff legacies. Anthony Edwards versus Stephen Curry is a headliner, but the subplot of Draymond Green versus Rudy Gobert offers equal intrigue. Green, sitting at 4 technicals and 2 flagrant fouls, is precariously close to suspension, territory that he's uniquely familiar with. The potential volatility in this matchup could swing the series, especially if Green's emotional edge tilts into self-destruction. The Wolves' combination of size and depth has already overwhelmed the Lakers, and Golden State's undersized roster may struggle to withstand that same onslaught over a 7-game stretch. And then there's the broader philosophical shift unfolding across the league. The notion of big threes is rapidly becoming obsolete. The future, it seems, belongs to teams that prioritize depth and versatility over superstar stacking. Oklahoma City, Boston, Minnesota, Cleveland. These teams aren't defined by triads of max contracts, but rather by rosters teeming with quality contributors who can impact the game on both ends. In the new NBA economy, with financial aprons tightening and supermax deals looming large, a $50 million third option must deliver all NBA caliber results to justify his salary. Otherwise, teams find themselves trapped in contracts they cannot move, saddled with inefficiency and inflexibility. Franchises are now modeling themselves on a big two and depth philosophy, and as the Thunder's example grows more compelling, others may follow suit. If Oklahoma City wins it all, or even comes close, it could trigger a strategic sea change across the NBA. Teams like the Rockets might look at their young core, burgeoning depth, and internal growth potential and decide that patience, not panic, is the right path forward. The summer ahead will be defined not just by who makes the splashiest move, but by who best understands a new blueprint for sustained success.